The US military built over 150,000 of them during World War II. Then they gave them away for free. And right now in 2024, people are choosing them over traditional homes on purpose. You have seen your rent go up again. You have watched the housing market do something that makes no sense. You have scrolled through home you cannot afford and felt that specific kind of tired, not sleepy tired, defeated tired. You want a place that's yours, a home that does not feel like setting, but every option available to you feels like a trap. Buy and go broke, rent and go nowhere. Boil traditionally and wait 2 years and spend twice your budget. The wall above your bed belongs to a landlord. The kitchen you cook in every night, not yours, and the thought of it staying that way for another 5 years is heavy. You have looked at tiny homes, you have looked at container houses, and somewhere in the back of your mind, and question keeps surfacing: is three something? People are not talking about the aids. It's not new. It's not trendy. It's been sitting in plain sight for over 80 years, and the people building them right now are some of the smartest, most cost aware homeowners in the country. Point 1. What a Quonset hut actually is, and why the man makes people under, underestimate it. A Quonset hut is a semicircular steel structure, half cylinder, corrugated metal arching from ground to ground. The name comes from Quonset Point, Rhode Island, the naval station where they were first manufactured in 1941. The military needed something fast, something cheap, something any soldier could assemble with basic tools and no blueprints. They got all three, but here, what most people don't know, the original design came from a British structure called the Nissen Hut, developed in World War I. The Americans took that concept, scaled it up, and mass produced it. In 2 years, they built over 150,000 of them: hospitals, barracks, chapels, storage depots. Some of those structures are still standing today. When the war ended, the government sold surplus Quonset huts directly to civilians for as little as $1,000. Families bought them and turned them into homes, schools, and churches. Entire communities were built from military surplus. Still, that's not trivia. That's the first signal that this structure does something most buildings don't. It lasts. Point 2. Why they disappeared, and why that disappearance was never about quality after the 1950s. Quonset huts faded. Suburban development explored. Traditional stick frame construction became the default. Cheap lumber, clean land, government backed mortgage. The whole system pointed toward one kind of house. The Quonset hut did not fail. It just became invisible, and honestly, nobody thought you this. The housing industry and one model it want to sell you. The alternative has always excited you or just never show it. Point 3. The structural case. What steel does that wood cannot? This is where it gets improvement for your decision making. Steel does not rot. It does not attract termites. It does not warp in humidity or split in frost. A properly galvanized Quonset structure can last 50 to 100 years with minimal maintenance. Wood frame homes on average require consistent upkeep against moisture, pests, and structure shifting. That maintenance costs money every decade. The Quonset horse sidesteps almost all of it. The arch shape is also structurally brilliant. It distributes load the same way a suspension bride does. No internal load bearing walls means the interior is completely open. You design the inside any way you want. No columns, no structural constraints. Just open span. That's not something you get in a $300 suburban built re-engagement line. Most people looking at alternative housing stop at tiny homes and container houses. They never reach this option, which means the people who do find it have less competition for land, lower material costs, and a head start. Point 4. The modern resurgence and who's building them now. Search Quonset Hut Home on YouTube right now and you will find something unexpected. You won't find military surplus, you will find modern, architecturally confident homes with exposed steel interior, polished concrete floors, open plan kitchens, and floor to ceiling windows bolted in the arch end. The resurgence is real and it's being driven by three groups. First, young boys priced out of traditional homes, a Quonset kit home, the steel panels, hardware, and $1,500 depending on size. Compare that the median new construction cost per square foot in most US states, and the math becomes hard to ignore. Second, off grid homesteaders, the Quonset host durability and low maintenance make it ideal for remote land. No HOA, no neighbor 3 feet from your wall, just your structure on your land. Third, people in extreme climate zones. When rating on modern Quonset structures often exceed 140 miles per hour. Snow load capacity is engineered into the arch. These are homes designed around physics, not aesthetic convention. Point 5. The interior reality, what living in one actually feels like. This is where people get stuck. They see the exterior and think industrial, cold, temporary. Walk inside a well finished Quonset and your brain celebrates fast. The curved ceiling changes how sound moves through a room. It changes how light spread. Architects who work with unusual geometry call this the cathedral effects, and a curved overhead plan makes a space feel larger and quieter. Simultaneously, your nervous system treats it as spacious. Modern Quonset interiors use spray foam insulation directly against the steel. This solves the condensation problem that older Union salted version had. With proper foam application, the interior temperature performance